Welcome to NASA's Summer of Innovation lesson videos. I'm Julie Muffler with NASA's Aerospace Education Services Project. This video focuses on the Destination Mars unit from the Earth and Space Science theme created for grades 7 through 9. Why Mars? Humankind has been fascinated by Mars for centuries. The ancient Greeks and Romans saw the red-colored planet and named it after their gods of war, Ares, Mars. The two moons of Mars are called Phobos and Deimos, panic and fear, the dogs of war. Percival Lowell noticed the line-like images on Mars and created many drawings of what he thought were canals. Why Mars? The human fascination is evident in the works of science fiction too. Ray Bradbury's Martian Chronicles and Ken Stanley Robertson's Martian Trilogy are two examples of science fiction writing that have inspired many to learn more about our neighboring planet. The nation panicked in the wake of an Orson Welles 1938 broadcast of Jules Verne's War of the Worlds. This Halloween spoof caused many of those turning in to think we were really under attack by the Martians. All of this pondering led scientists to learn more and more about this red planet. Students are challenged to complete a Mars fact sheet comparing Mars to Earth by searching for the latest information. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory website has up-to-the-minute facts about Mars because they support all of the robotic missions to the planet. Go to their website and check it out. Why Mars? Because we can. The future belongs to our youth. Let's inspire them to explore both space and their own potential. Destination Mars has 3 lesson activities. Destination Mars, Navigation and Trajectory, where students plot the path of a spacecraft from Earth to Mars and back. Can We Take It With Us, where students use ratio and determine the mass of a spacecraft's payload to plan a successful mission to Mars. And Mars Bound, an interactive team activity in which students use a design map template to apply the design process in planning a mission to Mars. The Destination Mars Educator's Guide is one of the best resources you'll find to provide outstanding educational and fun activities for your students. Imagine it, explore it, and do it. This is the motto for the Summer of Innovation. The Navigation and Trajectory activity in the Destination Mars lesson challenges the students to plot the path of their spacecraft. Here you see the first page of the activity. It provides background and lists key concepts. Pictured here are the student sheets on which the students plot the path using the data sheets and the charts and the mathematical compass. You can't just look up at Mars, point your rocket, and launch. The correct path is outlined in the teacher pages. No worries. We all remember using a compass, so find one, dust off the cobwebs, and practice this activity before you have your students do it. Although part of the NASA Lunar Nautics Guide, this activity can be used for a mission to the Moon or to any other destination. Our destination is Mars. You'll need the teacher page 15 from the teacher guide and the student page 27 from the student employee handbook. On the teacher page, you'll find a list of the materials needed for this activity. Here are the materials. All of the materials are easy to gather and inexpensive. You'll see pennies, plastic baggies, a double balance scale, and the student data sheet. If a double balance is not available, you can adapt the lesson to use an electronic scale, a food scale, as pictured, or even a meter stick with a cup tied to a string on each end of the meter stick. The student sheet provides the procedures. The minimum requirements are also listed on this page. Each mission requires a minimum of 2 astronauts. Each astronaut requires a spacesuit, a food supply, a toolkit, and a medical kit. Each of the items is assigned a penny allotment. Students try to find the combination that gets them the closest to the maximum mass allowed without going over it. Each team gets 3 tries. The maximum mass is not provided as a number, but as a packed payload. They will compare the mass of each trial using the balance to the mass of each of their payload trials. At last, we are ready to plan our mission. The student guide takes the students through a 5-day process of selecting science goals, designing the mission, and preparing a proposal. If time does not allow for you to do 5 days, you may choose to do Activity 4 as a standalone. The Mars-bound game was designed by the Mars education experts at Arizona State University in collaboration with NASA. In this game, the students must plan a mission to Mars, detailing the mission objectives, the type of landing craft, the type of fuel, the necessary science instruments, etc., all while staying under budget. This problem-solving, critical thinking game builds on what the students have learned and motivates them to find out more about the areas that they are less sure of. Try it out yourself. Both the application of the design process and the team learning experience makes this activity a favorite for both the students and the teachers. The design mats are quite large. It is a good idea to print and laminate a class set so that you may use this activity again and again. Some teachers have had them printed on vinyl banner material. These can then be rolled up and stored easily. If the cost is still prohibitive, print out one large black and white copy. The students can then use tissue paper to copy the design mat onto bulletin board paper using markers or onto the blacktop using chalk. It may be one of your students who is the first to step foot on Mars. Thank you for joining us as we explore together in NASA's Summer of Innovation.